Welcome back. I'm your host, Michael Kennedy. Today we're covering the inspector, specifically the link tab located right here on the inspector panel. If your inspector panel is not on, you can turn that on by clicking the inspector icon. Or of course, again, you can go to view in the menu and then show inspector. In this case, it says hide inspector, but we go back and see it says show inspector. So we turn on the inspector and we have three options: hyperlink, bookmark, and merge. Let's go to merge first, and I just want to explain here, this is kind of an advanced topic. Basically, it's mail merge, but you can do so much more with it. This will take a little bit of time for me to explain in detail how to make these work and make them function consistently. So I'm going to save this for an advanced tutorial, but just keep in mind, mail merge is located, if you're familiar with it and you know how to use it, this is where it's located in the links tab under merge. Bookmarks we will talk about in a minute, but they're exactly what they say. They're a bookmark within a document. And first, we're going to go to hyperlink. Now, hyperlink teachers are familiar with. You can type in a web address. If you come over here to my Pages document, I'm going to type in a web address, http in www.portlandschools.org. Hit return, and sure enough, Pages recognize that as a hyperlink to the World Wide Web. When I click on it, it has already activated it. It brings me right to Portland Schools. Oh, there we go. portlandschools.org. So some of you may be familiar and are aware that you can shorten this. So we could select this and actually change it to Portland Schools with a space. So even though that doesn't say the hyperlink, it's remembered it. Let me highlight this again. There we go. You can see up here, it is remember the portlandschools.org. I've changed the name, but it still goes to the same web address. Here it turns on, and sure enough, there's Portland Schools. Now, some of you have made some documents. I have seen these great documents come out to the students with some excellent resources you've taken the time to go find on the web, and you want to share those with the students. So you go to the website and you find a great article. In this case, this article was written by the department at Brown University by Mr. Crush, and you want your students to read this article. So you copy the link. Make sure I got that copied correctly. Copy. I go into my document and I paste it, and I hit return. So then I tell my students, you need to go to this website, read this article, and respond to me. So what do students do? They copy this, or they actually end up trying to paste it into their browser. But let's say they get one or two words or something wrong in that. Maybe, let's say they go to .com instead of .org, and you hit enter, and sure enough, you kind of get this weird website, and they say there was a microscope on it. They didn't see an article, and now you're stuck the next day because the students have not read the article because it was too long of a web address to write out. So the short way of doing that is just selecting a word you want, say journals. I can't type today. Journals. I select journals by highlighting it, enable as hyperlink, click on URL, Control V, I paste it in there, click outside, and now that's an active link. They don't need to know this long link. It will send them straight to it. So it's much like using a website, but if you wanted to send this document out, and when I show you bookmarking, I think you'll be really excited about sending electronic documents to students in your class. When they have laptops in the fall of 2009, this will be a powerful feature to be able to use because you'll be able to put many, many links within a document. You don't have to put this very long link in, and actually it'd be a great learning experience for students to be able to go to that website and actually get the citation and put it in their bibliography so they know exactly how to pull a citation from a website. So that's an option. Now, maybe you want them to go read this journal. Let's get rid of some of these. You want them to read this journal and then respond to you about what they thought about the journal. So I'm going to hit return here and say, please email me your response. Now I can select all this text, enable it as a hyperlink, go to the link to drop-down menu, email message. In this case, it says to KEN at portlandschools.org. and there's a subject. That's the subject for the email line, email subject line. I can change it to the journal response. There we go. And click on the outside of the inspector, and sure enough, it's activated. I hover over this, you'll see it says mail to ken@portlandschools.org and insert the subject line. So let me demo how that works. I've got mail up and running right now, right down here. So it should just go ahead and turn on. I'm going to click email, and it's brought up a mailbox here. It is set to send to ken@portlandschools.org. That's the correct email address. You can see here in the subject line, it is put in journal response. And in this case, because of my email address, it's put in, automatically inserted my email address to where this email is supposed to go. So, great feature. Love it, and I love using it. I'm not going to save this file. Okay. Click on the outside, and let's get rid of this. Oh, before I do that, let me go back and explain. Some teachers have sent me emails and asking me in person at many workshops, how do I edit a hyperlink once it's a hyperlink? Because every time I click on it, it just opens up the web page, and that can be frustrating. There's a couple ways of doing this. The easiest way in Pages, Keynote, and in Numbers is to go over here to the inspector and make sure you have the link inspector and hyperlink selected, and come down here at the bottom and it says make all hyperlinks inactive. Check that box. Now all these hyperlinks are inactive. I can click on them and edit them any way I want. Now if you may be in Microsoft Word or Neo